to the Love Frequency podcast today, the space where we talk purpose, passion, and everything in between. I'm your host, Mzeye Love, and you already know this show is about healing through art, vibration, and truth. It's raw, it's powerful, it's love frequency where music meets manifestation and truth meets rhythm. Today, we're taking it back to Chicago energy, my hometown. The grind, the heart, the sound with an artist. We dive into her story, what inspired her to pick up the mic, the lessons behind the grind, and how she keeps her energy aligned through every season. This will be a real raw conversation. We're diving into how she found her sound and how she pushed forward through every season. So let's kick back and enjoy this frequency. And let's introduce the unapologetic female rapper straight out of Chicago, Miss LSTREETZ. What's up,
Hey,
girl?
what's up? How's everything going?
How's everything going with you? So,
Pretty
firstly, I
good.
just
Just
want you to
grinding.
introduce yourself
Okay.
as well
Oh, what
and
up?
let the
It's your
people
girl
know about
Hush. Oh, wait. How you want to do it? I'm sorry.
you. Yeah, just tell people like about you. Like, I know I did the intro for you, not like for you, but like from my perception. But just tell us, like, how you got started, firstly. And I have about maybe 12 questions for you.
Okay, cool.
Just more so like how you got into the music, like how did you get your name, firstly? Just tell us an intro.
Okay. Well, it's your girl LSTREETZ. I'm from Chicago. I started my love for music probably when I was about 7 years old, but I didn't start diving into like getting into rap music until about sixth grade when I would be like battle rapping like kids outside of the school.
Mhm.
So that's when I fell in love with it as far as that goes. But like my career as far as making songs didn't start till I was like 18 years old. So I've been grinding for a pretty decent amount of time. I've been through the trials and tribulations of the music industry as a woman. Um, my first big break was 2012 with the Keith and Shauna I Don't Like remix.
Okay.
Um, then I did get signed to a label. That situation did what it did. And then I took a break because the music industry can be a little bit exhausting, mentally, spiritually. So I kind of like lost my passion for it a little bit. Then I ended
Mhm.
up picking back up with it.
Okay, cool. So with that being said, I want to get into my first question with you. And I call
Mhm.
this question like roots and inspiration, which I think you kind of already kind of let us know a little bit like the history behind like how you got started. But just, being from Chicago, Chicago has its own rhythm, right? So
Right.
who or what from the city shaped your sound and your perspective?
It's two artists in particular. One by the name of Mush Millions, who was the first male artist that got me in the studio at 17 years old, and he's so cold. So he kind of like shaped my sound a little bit. But as far as like mentorship and a person that really went hands on and took me under her wing is Shauna. We got like history, a long amount of
Big up
history.
Susanna.
So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Such a dope person. Behind that mic to me to go. And then personally, she's cold. So pretty
Oh,
dope.
and I love Shauna too, like just being from Chicago. And I love women, so very motivated. And yeah, Shauna definitely paved the way for a lot of these rappers, I would say. So that's dope that
Yeah.
he was part of your inspiration. So the next question I call this creative frequency.
Okay.
So when you're creating your music, right? What emotion or experience are you trying to kind of translate into your sound?
Music. Well, with my music in general, all of it is based off personal experience. So, I mean, there might be times where when I do go into the studio, my music is coming from how I'm feeling at that moment or something that recently just happened. So, or like past stuff that I don't went through that I'm, finally comfortable to talk about. So, I mean, that's pretty much how I create.
Okay, cool. I love it. All right. Next one is like turning pain into purpose because I feel like my, podcast definitely came from and it was inspired by, I would call it like turning like your pain into power, turning it into some type of motivation, using your creativity to kind of just, inspire other people. So with this question, every artist has a moment where life kind of hit them hard, but birthed a masterpiece. So
Yes.
what was that moment for you?
Mine started in 2012. Like when I first got my big break. Um, it taught me a lot about patience, empathy, not being an artist that is so in a rush to where you just do anything without, like um just making bad decisions. That's that young first getting in the game, not understanding, not knowing, wanting everything fast, and you end up in some real crazy situations that you shouldn't be in because you made the wrong decision. So, I mean, it definitely taught me that, and I learned my big valuable lessons from that.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I would say like the history, just myself being from Chicago, like my mother hurry up and got us about the city quick. Like, so being from there, growing up, that was the first thing my mother said. Yeah, I want something better for y'all. So that's kind of how I ended up on the East Coast. Because everybody
Okay.
always say like your accent is like a little different, but I'm like my whole family, everybody from Chicago. But the DMV, I would say definitely kind of like helped mold me, being like Baltimore, DC, and just working in the field that I'm in now. And I'm gonna get to those questions too. I'm gonna say that to
Okay.
the end.
Okay. Oh yeah,
But
and
yeah,
then another thing, moving to LA, because I moved to LA for a good 10 years, 10, 11 years. So being away from Chicago and kind of getting around a new environment per se, it was easy for me to like see outside of what I was used to and surrounded by, and it just made me more culturally aware and meet new friends that I normally probably would have never ran into a day in my life. But it's a great experience to get outside from where you're from. So yeah, I feel
yes,
you
I
on
love
that.
that. I
Hmm.
love that, and I
We
try to tell
still
people
love
that all the
Chicago,
time.
but
Yeah, of course,
you
because
know,
I'm always gonna love Chicago, but I love that you
hmm
said that because I try to tell people step outside the box, travel, go do, because it
yes,
helps you to become like a well-rounded person, and then go
hmm
back home, go back to your hometown if you feel like I'm in Hawaii now, but I'll be back in the DMV. But I'm thankful for my upbringing and me stepping outside of Chicago, moving away, because
yep,
I feel like that kind of pays my future and set my career up really good.
yep.
Yep. All right. Next question is going to be, I call this the healing side of art.
Okay.
So, have you ever made a track that healed you first before it reached anyone else?
Yes, I have. I have a few of those. Music to me is very therapeutic. So even if it's songs I haven't released yet, if I'm going through something, I'll definitely make a song about it. And sometimes like my personal diary. Other people might not never hear some of the songs, but I know it's something I could like reference to when I'm feeling some type of way or going through something. So definitely, music has always been therapy for me. A lot of the majority of the stuff I rap about be real stuff. I don't know about other rappers, but everything is from pain and experience and life with me. Yep.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And I feel the same way. I think like art, music, or just anything creative kind of brings out that healing side. And it heals other people too. Like some people could be
Yep.
listening to your music and say, you know what, I was almost on the verge of suicide, but just listening to you, you inspired me to just keep moving forward and moving on. It heals
Yeah,
me.
music
So
is powerful. It's a very powerful thing. You can use it for good, and you got people that use it for bad. But I do believe the energy behind music is very. It is. That's some. You know what I'm talking about. But
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and it's some people I can't even listen to because I can feel the energy. Like I'm a very
Mm-hmm.
energetic person, so I can feel energy, feel people and certain music, and yeah, I can't listen to it. So
Yep.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Yep. Okay. Next one, I'll call this one the collaboration energy. So this
Okay.
is probably a good one for you. What kind of energy do you look for when working with other creatives?
Positive energy first and foremost. Are we capable of working together? Without there being an ego involved, because the ego comes in between a lot of things. But I think that's what makes me and Shauna working together, because it's like I'm a little sis and that's big sis. We don't have an ego with each other. It's very like that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very positive atmosphere. We feed off each other, and we are able to complete a lot of things that we're doing because that's how we move. Very genuine, very positive, and family, like for real, beyond music.
And I see that too. Like y'all definitely vibe good together. Like I definitely see this definitely aligned. And definitely keeping your circle aligned too. Like, cause I can't, and I'm pretty sure you can relate. You can't really like focus or really work well if the energy is off and not aligned.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm the type of person where I'm genuine when it comes to music. So I don't even do collabs with people or do stuff like that unless I really genuinely like have some type of love or respect for a person. I can't just do the industry stuff. Oh, fake cool, fake kick. That ain't me. That's never been me. It never will be me.
And I'm glad you said that because that's the next question. The next question is called authenticity versus the industry. So the question is, in a world of trends, how do you stay true to your sound, true to yourself without getting lost in comparison?
I think that's easy for me because I'm the type of person when everybody's going like left, I be going like I go my own way. I don't like following what majority of people are doing, and I don't know if like a lot of people that follow me like notice that, but I try to do things that nobody else kind of doing to stay afloat, and then also to be seen so much to where people are like, oh yeah, you do this, oh you build gaming PCs, are you in the gaming industry? I don't normally see that from girls, just stuff like that. So I'm very much separate myself from what be going on.
Okay, and I'll hold that gaming part to the end because that's actually one of my last questions for you because that's interesting. All right, next question is called the mindset and growth.
Okay.
What keeps you grounded when the noise of like fame, pressure, or social media kind of get too loud or in a way? Like, how do you decompress? Do you like meditate or like, how do you decompress? I know for some music is like a therapy and decompression for most, so you kind of already doing that daily, but like outside of that, what do you do?
That's usually what it is for me. Other than the gaming stuff, that and just or hanging around family, being around family and not being on social media, going out, having drinks, just stuff like that. I mean, that's my way of like kind of being in the loop but staying sane, I guess, from everything.
Okay. All right, cool. I like that. And I definitely, I would say for me, I like meditation. I kind of more so started really getting into that, especially being in Hawaii. Hawaii is a very spiritual, grounded type of place. Okay. So outside of like my everyday work stuff, I'm definitely into like sound healing and stuff like that. So
that's dope. I need to figure out find more stuff about that. But yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, definitely. I recommend people do it.
Okay.
Therapy. Okay. Love frequency is the next question. If your music could shift from like an emotion or like if your music could like have an emotion for the world and help people feel like one frequency, what would it be?
Ooh.
How would you want them to feel?
Ask me that one more time.
Okay. So if your music could shift one emotion in the world, what would that be?
Peace, like, I mean, just enjoy life, positive energy and peace. Like everybody just, I don't know, be on one accord, I guess I should say. Because a lot of evil things in this world and just, just, man, it's crazy. We live in a crazy world.
We are. It's hard times. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like Bob Marley, like one of his albums kind of did that. Like when he went on stage and like the world, like his audience just felt like they felt it in their spirit. It was very healing. And then it's a lot of artists, I would say lately, like the rappers like Andre 3000, Jhené Aiko, they're making like a lot of healing music per se, which is good. But do you feel like that's kind of, what is it, like the universe way of saying like we all need to like uplift one another and heal the world?
Definitely. Yeah. Bob Marley was super special. Like that, the things that he did with his music and the way he made people feel like that at a time that they were going through in life. Yeah, that's a lot. That lets you know that music is very, very powerful. Like energy wise. It can
Is
control a
it?
lot of things. Yep.
Definitely. Not to tell you a sad
People's
story,
mood, all of that.
for sure. I went to the bar like 2 weeks ago, and they have like a live band at this restaurant, and a guy was playing the music, and I don't know what it was, but I just started crying. Like his music was just so. I'm like, I gotta get up out of here. I'm so, maybe it was the drinks, probably, but
That
yeah,
the drinks and the good music.
yeah,
Yep.
it was emotional. I was like, oh Lord. Okay.
But that's good
Yeah.
music though. When music can bring emotion out of other people, you a badass artist. Because that
For
not a
sure.
lot of people have that power to do that. You can't do that with people. But if you can do that, yeah, you special.
For
Yep.
sure. Yeah. Okay. Next one, I call this question the future vision.
Okay.
Where do you see your artistry evolving in like the next few years, musically or personally?
I feel like I'm gonna be one of the top female artists in the world. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just my work ethic, the way I grind, the music that I've been working on, and my personality outside of the music. Like you can make music all day, but if your character's shitty, you know, that'd be like the downfall of a lot of people's careers. And I feel like I'm always helping people. Like I'm coming up with my day ones. I haven't left none of my people behind. So I'm moving with integrity and morals. It's taking me a little bit longer, but I feel like it was a reason for that. I had to go through my journey and get prepared for what's about to happen. So that's why I see it.
I love it. That's called divine timing. So sometimes we want stuff maybe like 20 years ago, but the universe way of saying like, no, your time is going to be
ready.
this time. You're not ready. You're not in
You're
alignment
not
yet.
ready.
So preparing
Yep.
you. So, and you know what? Like when I first saw you, I was like, I liked her vibe. I think I saw her like off of Shauna's video, but I'm like, I like her. I'm gonna follow her because I'm real good at like filling people out and energy wise. And I'm like, you seem like a cool, down to earth person. So
Thank you. I am.
I'm like, let me talk.
I'm real chill and peaceful. Like that's definitely me. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Last question. No, not the last question, because then I want to get into some other stuff. So this one, okay, this is kind of like so I asked my best friend like a week ago on a podcast. She's married to her husband. You've been in the industry. How do you balance, let's say, dating with the industry? And it was a question that I asked her, like, do you think that you could maybe live in separate homes with your partner or spouse? Or like, how does that work with being like a celebrity? Traveling, you in LA, maybe your partner or whoever's in Chicago, like, could you live separately, or what's your thoughts on that
what's
question?
so crazy, and this might sound crazy. Yes, I could. I feel like, to me, being able to have some type of space actually helps a relationship versus being clingy and being up under each other all the time, and neither one of you are doing something, or either one person is doing something and the other person is not doing nothing. They kind of getting resentful because I feel like it's so many things that go into that. So yeah, no, I definitely could be the type of person that don't have to stay with somebody. That I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you balance that out? Like, have you ever dated someone where it was an issue with like you being busy, you in the studio?
Oh yeah,
you may not get out the
definitely.
studio to 5, 6 in the morning. So
yeah, definitely. It you run across that, or you run across people who think they can date you or want to experience what it's like to date you, and then when they date you, they don't want the responsibilities of the relationship. It's just you get that, and especially us women, we definitely get that. Or people be who they is for a good month, and then second month they not the same person no more. So it's now I just chill. I don't even go looking for the relationship stuff. I just been like in my career and in my grind. I haven't even had time to sit and even think about this stuff right now.
Right, I feel you. B. Simone, I think she brought that up, and it went over so many people's head, but like she was basically saying that she could not date a man or whatever who isn't an entrepreneur. I think she said a drug dealer, but yeah, that anyways. it went over people's head, but they don't realize that at the space that she is in her life right now, like she's busy, she's a celebrity. Most, like you said, most people may not understand. They may think that they want to date someone that's in that life,
Yep.
like an entrepreneur in an industry.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see like how they're grinding every single day, they're in a studio all day, they have to, you know,
Attention, the
kind of,
attention that they get,
yeah, the
people
attention that they
can't.
give.
Oh, they can't deal with
So
that.
yeah, so get in alignment first with you, pray on it,
Yes.
get yourself together before you be praying for something and then you get it and you can't really handle it because you
Yep.
fumble it because you insecure and all this other stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, be careful what you ask for. Okay, now I want to get into your gaming. That was another thing that I saw. I'm like, that's interesting that you're into gaming. How did you get into gaming and technology? Like,
It was during the pandemic. You know,
okay.
I was already like, I'm playing video games or whatever during the pandemic. But somebody told me, they was like, you should start streaming. That's a really huge thing. People be paying attention. So I was like, really? So I'm like, shit, we ain't got nothing better else to do during the pandemic. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and start Twitch and all that. I started doing that and doing content creation for a lot of like the games that I like. And then 2K came and picked me up. So see me doing it. So that's how I got into gaming. It was just really off a fluke. I didn't think it was gonna be what it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's so dope. And you build like
Gaming
computers
PCs.
too?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's dope. Like, how did you do
Now
that?
I've been doing that since I was like 11 years old. I've always been into tech stuff, taking apart stuff, doing stuff like that. And yeah, I built my first computer when I was like 11, 12. So
That is dope.
yeah.
That when I saw that, I was like, that's amazing. Like tech is so cool. And then you're a female rapper, and like people
Mhm.
wouldn't even probably think that like, yeah, I build PCs and I do
And
gaming. Like they wouldn't even
I
think that.
wanted to showcase that because growing up, our culture, you people find out you doing that type of stuff. They're like, "Oh, you a nerd and don't want to
Yeah,
you uncool and all this stuff." So a lot of us be like doing stuff we ain't got no business. The whole time we be at home building computers, but not telling our friends because we embarrassed to kind of tell people like, I'm into this too." So I more so am doing it so the younger kids can understand like, yeah, you could be into rap. You can still be a rapper. You can still do what you do. But if that's what you into, there's nothing wrong with being into tech. You're not uncool. You're not a nerd. It's another source of income too. Like that's another bag. So,
it
our
is.
culture need to really understand that too. Like, and this shit is cool. I don't care what nobody's saying.
It is cool. You know how much money
Mm-hmm.
you can make? So I am in tech as well. That's actually what I do. And
See?
surprisingly, people would never think that either about me, but that's kind of like what I do. But I feel like in the next few years, I like that you mentioned, inspiring the youth because yeah, like look at me, like I look cool. I'm a cool person. I'm funny, but also it's cool to do tech. It's okay to go into this field, especially being like
Yes.
a Black woman, being from Chicago. Like you definitely can have a very lucrative lifestyle. So, and it's
Yep.
going to set you up for the future. Like, you have options and residual income coming in, like just different things. So you don't
Yep.
have to just focus on what you can because the creativity, but don't be afraid to step out there and do
Yeah.
like tech or finance or whatever.
Yep, because that's
Explore
big,
those things.
and one thing I will say is I've ran into tech companies where I've had conversations with CEOs, and I'm like, and I'll ask them like, I don't see a lot of like my culture, like our demographic, when in this, like, why did y'all not hire this or whatever? And they're like, nah, it's not that we don't want to hire. No one, it don't be a lot of people into it. I was like, wow, like that's crazy. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I just want to bring awareness to this industry. Like, it's so much money in this industry, even with the tech, like you said. Instead of just inspiring to want to rap, do that. The youth need to understand they got choices.
That's right. They do. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that also was one big reason of moving to the DMV because the DMV being like the richest, having like one of the richest Black counties in the US. I
Yep.
wanted to go to Howard University, but I ended up going to a smaller HBCU in
Okay.
Maryland. But yeah, I was like, I gotta do this for the youngins, do this for my nieces, nephews, so they could look up to me and say, you can do this too. Trust
Yep.
me, believe
Yep.
that.
And see, you
So, and
blending it in with, the content creation and podcasting too. So that's what I'm saying. There's so many different avenues you can take what you're doing and make it bigger. So yeah, that's dope.
definitely. Okay, let me see here. I think that was most of my questions for you today. And I do want to do like one little oracle reading for my viewers out there. Firstly, I want to thank all the viewers. I definitely want to thank LSTREETZ for coming on the show, giving me her time. And then this card here, I would say is perfect for what we all talked about, Treasure Island. And
Okay.
what this represents is money, healing, and, inspiring to do your dreams. And that's perfectly said what we talked about
Wow.
today, whether that's music, artistry, tech. If the youngins, y'all listening to this, y'all can do it. Whatever you have been doing is paving a way for your future. So Treasure Island is very perfect. You're going to have great success, a lot of money,
Thank
a lot of
you.
abundance,
See, I've
and a
never
lot of
done that before, so that's why I was like, I'm gonna do it this time because I don't, I just want to see how I do. I'm like, I hope it ain't no bad card.
Of course. Oh no. And see, that's another thing too, like, and I can edit this out. Like a lot of people think like, I don't like regular tarot because it's kind of scary. Some of the decks is kind of interesting, but these ones are more positive. They got like hearts in it,
Okay, yeah.
glitter,
You don't
gold,
have to edit
water.
that out. That's dope.
Yeah. So, and it's just more like motivation because I don't like anything negative. Everything I do is always positive, always like love, peace, light,
I be
positive
seeing it.
energy.
I be seeing your videos come across my timeline, and I'll listen to. I'm like, oh, she's dope. She got a positive mindset. Like, yeah, super dope content. I be into that. I don't really be like on my timeline. I don't like seeing ignorant stuff and just negative stuff all day. So it's good to see good content with positive energy and good stuff
Yeah.
going on.
And funny videos too. That's all I do. Like it's funny videos and positive stuff. That's it. I'm like, the world is stressful enough. I don't want to hear nothing about what's going on. The government shut down. I don't want to hear none of that. Don't text my phone about it. It got to be peace and love, positive vibes and energy. I don't want to hear it. Nope. So.
Yep.
Okay, well, before we end our session, I do can you tell us like your handles and anything else that you may have coming up that you want to like share with the viewers today?
Yeah, definitely. You can follow me on LSTREETZ with a Z on everything on Twitch, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Everything's the same, so it's very simple. I do have an album that been working on currently. I don't have a name for it yet, but that is coming. Me and Shauna got some more music that we're about to drop soon. I'm under her label, Guy Entertainment Group, so you'll definitely be hearing a lot of stuff we got going on and seeing new videos. Make sure y'all tap into her IG too as well, Shauna Worldwide. And that's pretty much it for right now.
Okay, and shout out to Shauna and shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time. And thank you for tuning into the Love Frequency podcast.